Hello. Hello. Happy Thursday. I hope that you are having a absolutely lovely day today. Welcome. As you're jumping into the chat, this is Ask Me Anything Thursday. Drop in the chat and let me know where in the world you're tuning in from today. I would love to know where Mother Earth is holding you right now. Where are you in the world? I'm tuning into you from Boulder, Colorado. We've got some questions already. I love it. Yes, this is Thursday. I'm tuning in from Boulder, Colorado. It is obviously very sunny. It's been very cold here, so I'm very grateful for the sun. Today is Ask Me Anything Thursday. So on these calls, welcome everyone. On these calls, this is a space for you to ultimately get free coaching from me. I am here to hold the space. If you want to come on live and you're interested in having a conversation, feel free to add yourself or request to come into the live. I love talking with you. It's super fun having face-to-face conversations because the questions that you have, there's always somebody else that has the same question. So you're never alone in that question. And I want to just invite you to come and be a part of the space. If there's anything on your heart or on your mind that you feel called to share that you want to talk about, I'm here to hold that space for you, to listen, to reflect. Yeah, I heard Orange County is super rainy. We've got BC, Canada. Joel Matthew is in BC, Canada. Ooh, fun. All the places. I love it. Well, welcome to my world. If you're new here, hello. I'm Leah, obviously, if you didn't know that. But yeah, so just to answer some questions here. If you do have any questions, like I said, feel free to pop into the chat, invite or request to be in the live, or just drop your question in the chat box. Let's see. It's Joel Matthew says, how is the gut connected to the brain? That's a really great question. So the gut-brain connection is a beautiful example of the mind-body connection. But there's many ways that the gut is connected to the brain. First of all, what many people don't know is that the majority of your neurotransmitters are actually located in the gut. And so what happens when you put foods into your gut that either lead to leaky gut, that lead to you not supplying your cells with proper vitamins, minerals, nutrients, what ends up happening is that it influences your hormones. It influences your neurotransmitters. It influences your mental health because of the fact that it's influencing your cells, because it's influencing your biochemistry. And so it actually starts to play a role in the gut. Joel wants to talk. Let's bring him in here. Would you open to doing a seminar for our trainers at Lifetime whenever you visit Boston again? I would totally be down for that. Why don't you send me a message and we can talk about that? See, Joel wants to come in. But yeah, send me a message on Instagram and we can totally chat. Let's see. On to the chat, to the live. All the words today are feeling challenging. I think I'm trying to accept Joel in here. There we go.
Are we live?
What's up?
Hello.
How are you?
It's sweet. It's good. How are you?
Super good. It's great to connect with you.
Yeah, likewise. This is super cool.
You're tuning in from BC, Canada.
BC, yeah, correct.
What's going on up there? How's the weather been? Chilly?
I mean, no, it's actually pretty mild in comparison to other provinces, but we got some clouds, so we're not getting the most sun as it's the middle of kind of winter season, but that's why we got to take care of our mind, take care of our body. We got to get outside in the morning.
Yeah. And I see you with those blue blockers on.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you can see my window. I try and open up natural light as much as we can.
Yep. Same. I'm taking advantage of the sunshine while it's here because you never know. And actually, we're supposed to be getting a ton of snow this weekend. So, but I'm happy you're here. And tell me a little bit about, I know you asked about the gut and the brain connection. I'd love to hear a little bit about what's going on in your world and how I can be of support to you today.
Well, thank you. I just was happy to ask that question initially, and I happy for your response, and I got down how I believe, and I'm thankful for your response of how, yes, neurotransmitters are produced in the gut. And at the moment, I'm considering of doing another a bit of a water fast of just to kind of clear if there's anything in the connection that needs some, I don't know, just time to cleanse itself.
Hmm.
Um, and so just, I mean, gotta stay hydrated. Water's important. And so, yeah, it's just that there's these ideas, these concepts that are true, and that we've begin to understand more about how the body works, and that I think it's so great how someone like yourself is in the space of sharing how the mind and the body, how we can kind of work on connecting a little bit more deeply within ourselves.
Absolutely. It's so important, right? Because your gut and your brain are, like you said in your question, like they're so connected, and it's the foundation of everything else, right? All of your symptoms, all of the ways that you express into the world, all of the ways that the world reflects back to you, all of it starts with that mind body connection. You mentioned that you're going to potentially opt into a water fast in the near future. Are you having like challenges with your gut, or are you just like feeling called to a water fast right now?
Well, I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm feeling like gut discomfort at the moment. Like there's times when I can feel sensitive if there's, oh, I might have had too many of these wrong types of nuts comparison to others, but just that I think that it can be a way that I feel like it's one of those things where it can be something to really give your whole body and brain a boost by just taking a break from just the whole digestion process, and diverting some of that energy back towards the mind and the brain, and mitophagy, as
Mhm.
I've kind of learned a little bit. There's just a whole lot of improvements that can happen throughout a couple days, or just extending that fasting period, just in general to begin with, really.
Totally. Yeah, people don't realize how much energy your gut and your organs actually require to digest and to process foods. And that's one of the reasons why so many people like to opt into like the shorter fasts, right? Like the 16 and 8, or just like morning fasting in general, because it gives all of your organs a little bit of a break. So it gives you the ability to put some of that energy towards other directions. And I would love to hear more about your journey, but I know for me, like when I was going through a lot of the really significant aspects of my autoimmune diseases and like some of the chronic health symptoms that I was experiencing, that was so helpful for my body to be able to put some of that energy towards the healing process, right? Because those organs require so much energy to digest and to work and to function and to do the job. And so I love that you're feeling called to the potentially doing a water fast. I've actually been having a similar call lately as well. But the other thing that's coming up as well is like I had a conversation with a friend earlier on this week, and we were talking about how fasting from anything is such a beautiful way to really connect with the things that you don't always see super clearly, right? Kind of like when you're relating with someone or with a friend, right? It's like the absence or the distance oftentimes makes the heart grow stronger. Or if it rains for 5 days straight, it actually makes you have so much more gratitude for the sun, right? And I
Totally.
think that like opting out of food or doing a water fast or doing a 16 and 8 actually allows you to have more gratitude and awareness for the foods that you're putting in your body or the choices that you're making to fuel and to nourish yourself, which I think is a beautiful part of fasting from anything.
Totally. I couldn't agree more. And I think it's very well said of how you put it, that just the term fasting doesn't just have to mean from food. It can also mean from, if it's maybe potentially some of the substances that we might lean towards
Mm-hmm.
on a daily, weekly basis. I might have to be, say, honest, I might be going into, I mean, it's just like, well, some things that we might rely on, if say
Mm-hmm.
for some people, if it's caffeine or alcohol, nicotine, or even marijuana, like some of these drugs that alter our brain, and that just giving a little bit of a break. It doesn't mean we have to give them up forever, but just kind of allowing that time, and like you said, the energy that is involved in our digestion in that process, and even just like the 16-8 window can be so beneficial as well for a lot of people to start. And even like I'm just suggesting trying to, for some people, even 12 and 12, like
Mm-hmm.
just from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It can just that break, because we don't always realize, like we don't always know what's going on inside our bodies. And as I've like I can relate and agree in the in the gratitude sense, that if we can try and show some more appreciation for our internal organs and systems, then we won't take for granted the fact that our heart beats, and that our body can digest what we put inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Right now, I'm curious, are you taking a break or pause from anything in your world right now?
Yeah, a couple of those that I mentioned might be on pause, that
Mm,
they might just need a break, because, well, there's just times when you think that it's gonna solve the underlying issue, but what, as I read on my horoscope, maybe, what are you gonna choose, destruction or repair?
mhm.
And so maybe I want to try and repair a little bit more than just trying to cover things up.
I love that you bring that concept up. Like, it's so easy to cover things up with what is so easily accessible to us in our lives. Like sugar being, in my opinion, one of the most like widely accepted and unrecognized thing that people reach for to cover up their feelings, their emotions, their experiences in life, right? To avoid like dealing with things. I was actually having a conversation yesterday about music, and we were talking about how, yes, music can be so helpful to like tune into our bodies and process our emotions and move things through us. And at the end, it was like, and I also want to invite you to think about when you're using music to escape, like when you're using music to not be with yourself or not feel the things that are coming up. And like you said, like it's so easy to reach for something to like put a blanket over it, right? Or to avoid it or to not look at it. And even the healthiest people in the world, like, they need to take breaks from things too. Like space is so helpful because it allows you a new perspective and it allows you the opportunity to connect in a different way. I'm taking right now, I was just talking to my roommate about this. There's three things that I went cold turkey on this week. Um, One, sugar, totally cut sugar out of the diet this week. Two, gluten. I was allowing it to sneak in like little places here and there, like the donuts that you eat on the way home from the slopes, right?
Yeah,
And then also for me, like nicotine and tobacco. I do enjoy utilizing every once in a while, and it's easy to find yourself utilizing something way more than intended to.
yeah,
And so being able to be real and honest with yourself and look at, okay, this is something that's coming up for me, and um, that I might not love the relationship that I have with it. And then you get to choose to change it.
totally. And so many good points there. I'll try and circle into what I think is important to note on when there's things that we have to try and confront as best we can, and something that
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one means, well, I just want to note on breath work is something that I've been practicing, that can be a practice to try to let energy pass through. And because, well, we all experience emotions, and sometimes they're more felt than others. And so by trying to, maybe if it's look up the Wim Hof method, or if it's just trying to do, if it's the 4-7-8 count, something small can help to bring down some of the stresses that we might be experiencing, especially when there's, I've kind of been learning, there's like how our body might be in an upregulated or a downregulated state, and how something like breathing can help to bring down into more of a down regulated
Mm-hmm.
state, and how kind of calming down the vagus nerve can help our body to know it's safe and such. So those are some things that I think can be important for myself that have been helpful in just trying to. Well, there's difficult conversations that we might need to have if it's with ourselves or with other people in our life, conversations or situations, but just yeah, one breath at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that breath is in my opinion one of the most important foundational things for anyone that's navigating any type of chronic health or chronic stress or anything that feels unpleasant in their physical body or the world around them, right? Like that breath is, in my opinion, the number one most important thing to connect with. And we do it, right? People are like, "What do you mean? Like I'm breathing all the time." Like, yeah, you are breathing all the time. And are you intentionally breathing and being aware of your breath, right? It's like, are you taking belly breaths, or are you breathing up in your chest and into your neck and using your accessory breathing muscles? Is your breath slow, or is it shallow and fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you're focusing in on the breath and bringing awareness to it. My favorite thing is like sighing in public, and people are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, are you okay? Like,
Right, right. It's like when you sigh, you're sighing out. You're
mm,
exhaling all this pent up. Like,
ah.
so
If you're not breathing with us, you totally should be.
yeah, yeah.
I love
It's,
it. What got you
it's
into this journey, my friend?
sorry.
What got you into this journey?
Well, I think it's a lot of it has to do with as much of the mental health and physical health of well being interested in physical well-being, wanting to be or feeling like I could be an active and athletic youth as growing up, and always wanting to participate in sports and athletic activities, and then wanting to do my best and then also kind of feel your best at the end of the day. We all want to get a good night's sleep, as well as we want to see, like, be happy with who we are and how we're feeling. And then just I guess I started sort of trying to ask more questions and bring more awareness into, well, what else besides food, really? I mean, food is one component. I mean, I think it's related to the earth, to nature, as well as I bring up the other three elements when I try and bring more awareness of of the water that we can drink and stay hydrated with, as well as the light, the natural light, as sunlight and such, and the air. I mean, I think that was the four, but air is like that's connected to the breath
Mm-hmm.
and fresh air. Open a window and breathe through the nose. Use your nostrils. Filter, humidify, purify,
Mm-hmm.
and such heat, and then it goes into our body. And so there's trying to focus on just bring your awareness back to the breath, have a glass of water, open a window, and then maybe put your feet on the earth.
Mm. Take those shoes off.
Exactly, or if you want to invest in a grounding mat, that also helps as well.
Yeah, biomats are amazing. Love, 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 love. Was there any like significant challenge for you that you experienced either growing up or when you started, like right before you kind of came into this path of really diving into your holistic health and well-being? Was there any like significant challenge that you were like, I'm not happy with this anymore and I want to do something to change this?
I had like kind of rashes or like skin kind of acne, and like things would come up, and it's like, was it dairy or was it gluten? Was it processed sugar? Yes, yes, yes. Processed oils? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we like to add in like environmental toxins could be in the mix as well. But yeah, so it's like, well, things are on your in your face, and you don't always like want to feel okay, and it's if it's gut troubles that is growing up, is like wasn't maybe the same connection realization that I realized today, that, well, how we input affects, I guess, our output, and that stomach aches would prevent me from getting a good night's sleep, or just from feeling good. And if it's like, I mean, who some people probably may experience digestive discomfort. I wouldn't say that's an uncommon symptom. So those are a few things, but I would say that I'm fortunate to be where I am now, as doing my best as best I can to avoid kind of continuing down a path that might not um, be where we can be.
Mm.
So
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I'm hearing that you were navigating some of your own like chronic health symptoms, skin, acne. Like the skin is the body's largest organ, which is so crazy. And people are like, "Oh, it's just a rash," and it's like, actually, no. What's happening underneath that rash? Like,
yeah,
right? There's more to it. And so I love that you were able to go deeper into this journey with food and start to recognize that it's not just food, that it's the environment and it's the right? The epigenetics, the study of our environment, and how it's affecting how our bodies act and react and how our genes express. And looking at the seed oils and looking at what you're breathing in the air and looking at the blue light that you're getting from your screen.
exactly.
There we go. And looking at like how much grounding and how much free energy you're getting from the earth. Um,
Yeah,
I love the
it's
science
all
of
about,
grounding.
it's all
All
about,
of it.
yeah, yeah, and all of the things. And like you said, the skin is our biggest organ, and I agree, and it's so true, and something I'm trying to say as well, that's why I've got a wool sweater on right now. That it's, as much as we have to be conscious of what goes inside of our skin, what goes on our skin, and what
Mm-hmm.
products do we use. I mean, I want to eat what you put on your skin, coconut oil and olive oil. Like, it shouldn't be too much more complicated.
No.
And so it's how we can nourish our body, as well as, like, one thing I was thinking earlier was like lip balm. I remember I used to have really dry lips as a kid. It could have been from not staying hydrated enough, but also some chapsticks are not for your best interest.
The majority of chapsticks are not for your best interest. And that's just the lips. Like, I think about the people that are spraying colognes and perfumes on their body, like the makeup that you're putting on your face, that the shampoo and conditioners you're washing your hair with, the toothpaste you're brushing your teeth with. Like all of these things play such a huge role. And what people forget is, and just coming back to the skin being your largest organ, anything that goes on your skin is not filtered by the liver, and it goes directly into your bloodstream, right? The things that you eat are going to be filtered by the liver, but the things that you put directly on your skin are not. And so I think it's crazy to me that we're putting all of these crazy toxins and chemicals. A big one is laundry detergents that are super
Uh,
super toxic for the nervous system, and people don't
yeah,
think about these things that are showing up in every little corner of their life. And I'm right there with you. Like I'm the crunchiest freaking hippie that I possibly can be. Like my like my makeup's like non-toxic and organic. Like there's no
totally.
such thing as like toxic perfumes in my world. We wear essential oils, right? Like, and
Yeah,
once you start to
yeah.
shift all these things and look at them, you realize like, holy shit, like our world is full of toxins.
And it's so disrupting, which is the thing. The endocrine system, it manages our hormones,
Yep.
and like you said, the fragrances, those that are in the detergents, those are in the perfumes, the soaps, the things that are in our environment. Concerned about everything. You worry too much. I'm like, you don't worry enough, right? You'd have to.
Yeah. Well, and I don't always think it's about worrying, but also like what I'm learning. Well, what I learned a long time ago is that the only person that you should be trusting when it comes to your health is yourself, right? It's good to have doctors that you can trust, and doctors are going to give you a perspective, and it's up to you to use your discernment to decide whether that is in alignment or whether that's right for you. And the same thing goes for everything that you're using, right? Like, you're putting your trust in some of these big companies that don't care what's actually in their product, because they can make more product if they put things that actually aren't good for you in it.
Yes.
And the society that we're living in is not actually supporting our health. Like, we have a great system when it comes to acute healthcare, but when it comes to chronic healthcare, we suck across the world, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I'm here for a better future.
same.
And I think that we're doing our best, and we're here to spread the message and share the word that there's things we can do, and we don't
There
have to
are.
just feel like we're just a victim of this big world that's against us. Like, no, that doesn't have to be the way it has to be. We can take our power back, and
Mhm.
like you say, like, as much as we might need some guidance, well, guidance, it can be inside of us. Like, it's a
Mhm.
part of, well, where do our decisions really come from, and how do we make the choices we do? Like, part of that just, uh, we need to take the time to feel out, or get a sense to use practice discernment.
It's
I
super
think
important.
it's
And through discernment, you get to reclaim that power that you were talking about before, right? And I know, like, for me, and like, my mission in the world is to help people feel more empowered over their ability to support themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. And all the things that we're touching on today are so important to understand when it comes to learning how to better support yourself and learning how to better support your health, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, right? And so I
well,
love,
just like, I appreciate what you're saying there. So
yeah,
physical, and then emotional, energetic,
yep,
mental,
mental.
and then number five is spiritual.
So for me, spiritual and energetic are
Very
similar.
similar.
Yeah,
Very, like, I agree. It's just what my Tai Chi
yeah,
mentor has mentioned, but
I
it's
love
true.
it. Yeah, it's all right. It's mind, body, spirit,
Yeah,
and energy is what flows through all of them. And so I
it
love
is.
that. I love the journey that you're on. I love the way that you're inspiring people, the way that you're sharing your knowledge. I love the way that you're showing up to support yourself and empowering yourself into greater health and well-being. And yeah, I'm super grateful that you chose to tune into my live today. And we've had
Thank you
lots of
so much
people
for having
tuning
me.
in here. You're so welcome. Yeah,
Sweet.
I'm
Glad I
glad you.
requested to hop in and was able to chat with a real like-minded individual.
Same here. And how did we connect?
I honestly, if it was your account, Mind Body, or if it was a
Oh,
similar, like, profile,
are you an
but
Earth Runners
I
fan? That's
am.
probably how we connected.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I've got a pair of the sandals, and then I got the tabby jogger shoes,
Hmm.
so that they've got the grounding shoes. So I get I
Nice.
get I get comments on those. They've got like the separated toe, but they're great. I can stay grounded, especially in the winter when I'm not able to functionally wear sandals all the time.
Yeah, I know. I try, but I can't do it all year round. But
Yeah, for sure.
awesome. Well, I'm super happy to be connected. Thank you for tuning in here and for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge. And I'm looking forward to continuing being connected with you.
Thank you again, and hope to connect again in the future.
Thank you. And it's Joel, right?
Yes,
Awesome.
correct. All right,
Is
sweet.
Matthew your middle name or is that your last
It's my
name?
middle name.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love it. Well,
cool.
Joel, thank you for being here and we will connect soon.
For sure. Thank you.
Bye, my friend.
Bye.
Mm, what an awesome conversation. I hope you tuned into that. Joel had so much wisdom and he is super right on all the things. Like, it's so important to be your own teacher, your own educator. It's so important to connect with the wisdom within you, right? Because nobody else is really responsible for your health other than you. And the way that you're feeling, the way that the symptoms that you're having, the things that you're experiencing in your body are going to be a reflection of the way that you're treating your body. Are you treating your body like a temple? Are you treating your body the way that you would treat someone else? Right? Like if someone else was sick, how would you support them? Or how would you speak to someone else? Because oftentimes, like that's how we treat ourselves as well, the way that we speak to ourselves, right? And so like when it comes to optimizing your health and your well-being and diving deeper into your inner healing work, you have to take a look at all the ways that you're treating your body and the things that you're putting on your body, the things that you're putting in your body, the ways that you're speaking to your body, the ways that you're offering gratitude and pleasure to your body. Like all these things matter when it comes to healing and when it comes to being your best self, when it comes to optimizing your health, optimizing your happiness, optimizing your relationships, optimizing your well-being, right? Optimizing your sleep, optimizing your fulfillment in this freaking lifetime. So you get one body, this one, you get one lifetime in this body, and it's up to you to treat that body with love, with respect, with honor, with integrity. So, how are you treating your body? Are you moving it every day? Are you getting sunlight? Are you sleeping well? What are you putting in your body? Are you looking at the ingredients and the foods that you're ingesting? Like your body is a temple. And if you don't treat it like a temple, you cannot expect your body to function optimally, to heal optimally. You cannot expect yourself to not have anxiety, to not be stressed, to not have a dysregulated nervous system. All these things matter when it comes to supporting your mind, your body, and your spirit. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. What a beautiful live this was. And I will be back next Thursday for some more Ask Me Anything. If you've got any questions, you can post them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them after the live. If you tuned in, let me know. Let me know you watched it on replay. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. I love you.